Hey fourth graders, today I want to show you how to use your virtual reading journal. This is a super important tool because good readers always stop and jot and take the time to think about what they're reading instead of just flipping through the pages. So we will use our virtual reading journal quite a bit this year, and I want to make sure you know where to find it and how to use it. So just as a reminder, when you come to your Google Classroom homepage, it'll look like this. You'll be on the stream where you can see new things we've posted or any important messages. But to get to your work, you want to come up to the top here and click on the middle one, Classwork. Then you want to scroll down to whatever day it is that we're working on. Today is Friday, so we're going to come to the Friday section, and you'll want to find the right subject that you're working on. So we're going to click on our reading journal. Go ahead and click on the document when it pops up, and that will open up your own copy of a reading journal. Let's give it a second to load. Okay, so here's your online reading journal. You can put your name in here. Really important when you're reading is to keep track of how much you're reading, and this will help you to know if you're reading a book that's just right for you. If you're reading a book that's just right, it's at your level, you understand the words on the page, then you should read about a page a minute. So that means if I sat down and read a book for 30 minutes, I should be reading about 30 pages. So I'm going to enter today's date, the name of my book, this is one of my all-time favorite books, Harry Potter, so I'm going to use this as an example. The author is J.K. Rowling, and let's say that I sat down and read for 30 minutes, so I read about 30 pages. Now you're going to actually record how many pages you read, so that means you need to pay attention to your start page and your stop page and figure out how many pages were in between. You'll find right after your reading log, there's always going to be some helpful posters that remind you about what we're working on. Right now, we're just setting some goals, and your goal is to keep reading, read for that 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys have been reading over summer, and keep track of your reading by filling out your reading log above. You'll find some more helpful tips if you need ideas on things to write about later. But today, you'll see that we've got a question to respond to, and the directions say, type your answers in the box below the question. So here's the question. One thing I liked about my book today was, okay, well, one thing I liked about my book today was the way J.K. Rowling described the owls flying in their living room. It was so exciting, and I could make a mind movie. Okay, am I done? No, I'm not done yet, because if you look closely, there's actually a second part for me to respond to. An interesting part of my book was blank because blank. So my job is to fill in the blanks in those in that sentence. An interesting part of my book was when Hagrid busts in and says, "You're a wizard, Harry." This was exciting because Harry finally discovers he isn't like his terrible aunt and uncle. Okay, so that's how you use your online reading journal. There will always be a question for you to respond to, and it's going to be important that you take this time whenever you're reading to do those two things, to track how much you've read by filling out your reading log and taking that time to answer whatever our reading prompt is. These questions are going to help you really focus on whatever skills we're learning and help you become stronger readers. Thanks, guys.